Yo, it's been a while. So, I've been making skulls lately, like this. And I've been making them out of deer antler. Let's do one from beginning to end, and I'll show you how I do it. Why not? You know? What's up, dude? What? Hold on, I got a cat. What is it, bud? What is it? Hmm? Alright. Here we go. Let's map it out really quick. I like the top part to be a little bit wider. Here, let me show you one. So here's one. I haven't glued the tongue in, so pay no attention to that. You can see the top is a little bit wider. I do that so we don't waste any of the antler. And let's just eyeball it. I like this shape. All right. We'll do a center line. And I start with the eyes. We want to give a little bit of space to the top. I like to make one bigger because it's funny. Come on, skulls are funny. They can be. We'll give it a cool little nose. Where's the camera? There it is. All right. We'll make this guy screaming with his tongue out. This is how I do the cheek. Okay. We want this part of the head. All right. And let's do the jaw. We'll do the jaw kind of like that. Boom. Okay. It's rough. You get the idea. That's the mouth open. We'll put a tongue in there somewhere. I'll show you that. Don't worry. All right, there. Pay no attention to my tiny pencil. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this to my bandsaw, and I'm going to very carefully cut out the shape. I'll be right back. Hold on. All right. It's the next day, sorry. This is going to be filmed over a few days, I think, or at least a few hours. I went ahead and cut it out, roughly. I mean, it's not perfect, but you get the general idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in a moment, mask up. We're going to use this bit, which is not the largest round bit I've got, but it matches the eye pretty good. I'm only going to use this for the eyes and to rough out the face a little bit, and then on the fly what I do is select bits based on what I think I'm going to need. So I'm probably going to add voiceover to this at some point because of this mask. I'll add it later. It's going to get noisy, and I might fast forward through a lot of this. Okay. All right, let's see where we are. Roughed it out. I need to work on the nose. See, I'm not sure. Should we do the mouth open? Like that. In which case I'll bring the whole thing down a bit, like that. Make it look like the jaw is open. I might do that. That's why I left so much. That's why I left so much here, so that I could mimic, you know, the jaw being open like that. See? I'm taking artistic license, whatever, doesn't matter. I think I'm going to do that. We'll do something like that, which will put the mouth right about there. So we're going to cut that. Yeah, I think we're going to make it open eventually. Meaning, in terms of the editing of this video, right away. Yeah. So, I think off screen here, I'm going to use my sander. Shape the head a little bit better. Make it look nice. And I think I'm going to take it to my bandsaw. Cut this little bit off. That will make it a lot easier for me. And I'll be back. It'll be instantaneous for you. Let's focus. Focus. There we go. So you can kind of see what I'm thinking. Yeah, let's keep at it. Boop, just like that. All right, so here's what we did. I've cut this down a bit. And we're going to put the lower jaw right like that. So we're going to cut all this away. We'll shape this up a bit. We're going to trim this a bit. I fixed the skull top slightly. We're going to work on the nose. We're going to clean up this. We're going to give the jaw a little more definition, the lower jaw and the upper area. It's coming along. Not bad. Let's add some jaw details. So, for this one, I have this cool flat star type cutter. I'll show you in a sec. I'm putting it on. It's this one. It gets really thin, and it does a nice flat line. All right, let me put my mask on really quick. Okay, let's do this. All right, I didn't use that bit very much. I just really wanted to separate the top jaw from the bottom, bring in this a little bit, and just kind of give a little bit of a highlight to that. I'm not done. That bit just wasn't the best one for what I wanted to do. I'm going to use a different bit. Now let's do the teeth. We're going to kind of do that. Kind of hard to see. You'll see. You'll see as I do it. We're going to cut that away. Kind of bring it in so it looks like a jaw. I want to round this up a bit, see how not round it is. So we're going to kind of do that. And then fix the nose. I just wanted to show where the nose was going to be for myself, because sometimes I wipe off the pencil marks. And then eventually we're going to get rid of all of this in the back eventually, so that this is open so you can see them. I am right-handed, so everything does get kind of skewed to one side, so I'll fix that. Don't worry. Now we're getting somewhere. So next, we're going to drill a hole through the back so we can see through. We're going to widen it out. We're going to make some nose holes. Maybe add some details to the back. Yeah, make the jaw look more like a jaw. Cut up in there a little bit. We're almost done, believe it or not. It goes fast, doesn't it? All right, let's open up the hole so we can see inside the mouth, and then we'll add some details to the jaws, do the nose, and then shoot, we might be almost done. Let's get my mask on. Let's do this. Mm-hmm. I noticed the bottom jaw isn't flat. It's not. So I need to fix that shape a little bit. My hands are kind of shaky today, so I'm going to take a little break. I'll be right back. That's that. All right. What I'm going to do next is make an optional tongue for it because they're fun. One of these. I don't have any pink left. Oh, wait, no, I do. The pink is also glow in the dark. Watch. Check it out. See? You can kind of see it. If I turned off the light, you could really see it. Yeah. Let's do that. But for this. Hold on. I'll be right back. All right. This one's basically done. And let's give it a fun tongue. Like this one. Or this one. You get the idea. Basically, what I have here is glow-in-the-dark clay that I added a drop of red fingernail polish to, and I worked it in until it turned it a very nice pink, and believe it or not, it still actually will glow in the dark. No, I messed it up. Let's do this over again. You want a nice worm, all the same size from end to end. I'll show you why in a moment. So you don't want any of the the thinner parts. Remember doing this as a kid? I remember. Let's turn off the light so you can see that this stuff actually glows. It does. Even though it's pink, it does glow green. Pretty sweet. Even with the food color, or not food coloring, the fingernail polish. So fold it in half onto itself, and now you have the little tongue ridges pre-made. There they are. So maybe stretch it a little bit if you want it to be a little longer, which I do. Just a little bit. Now take this, and for this particular one, I'm going to anchor it right there as best I can. And we're going to make it kind of loop in on itself because it's funny. Oop. And what I do is, there we go. That's kind of nice. You get the idea, something like that. Just for fun. And then what I'll do is I will bake it in the oven just like that. The antler doesn't burn. Not at the temperatures. I believe it's 275 for 15 minutes, but check the instructions. I believe that's what it is. There we go. And then what I'll do is I'll use some epoxy resin. If whoever, the person who ultimately buys this, if they don't want the tongue, then I don't add it. If they do, then I glue it in place. There you go. All done.